Hey, this is Don from Padlock Technologies again. Back with a quick video. Wanted to show somebody something real quick because they asked me a question about a comment I made on a post somewhere where I said, "Hey, you don't have to always use MD5 hashing for OSPF, right?" So basically, when you learn, your CCNA or CCNP, they will tell you about authenticating with OSPF, which basically you're authenticating the control plane packets. You're not encrypting anything. That's really what authentication is. And you're using an MD5 hash. Now, the issue with MD5 hashes is this thing called a collision attack, which basically is I put different data into the same hash algorithm, which in this case would be MD5, and it comes up with the same hash. That technically should not be happening, right? I think they call it a birthday attack too, but you should never put different information into the same hashing algorithm and come up with the same hash. The whole purpose of that is if you change one piece of data in the and you put it into the hash, it should come out with a different hash. But that's a whole security thing. What I want to show you here is you can actually use SHA hashing algo in OSPF. So what we have here, I've been working on some stuff. You've probably seen the post where I was working on this. Basically, we have MPLS L3 VPN on one side, global or GRT with BGP on the right side. I'm also doing DNVPN phase 3 down here at the bottom. I have this Shadow RR. That's going to be in a whole other video when we're talking about Shadow RR. But what I want to show you is how you can do SHA algo in OSPF. So normally, and I'm using the old MD5 actually in the GRT network. But normally, what you would do is underneath, I'm going to use one of my interfaces here. You would do, let's just pick E01 or E00. So normally what you would see is IP OSPF authentication message digest and then IP OSPF message digest key 1MB5, whatever the key is. And actually, I'll show you what it looks like on the GRT side so we can compare. So if you look at this interface, this is exactly what I was talking about. So this is what you would normally learn most of the time when we're talking about OSPF authentication. You will learn this, right? This style. Now, fine and dandy. Problem with MD5, like I said, is collision attacks, right? So you want to try to minimize that. So how do you do SHA, right? Well, you do SHA using keychains. So you see the difference here is I'm using a keychain, right? And you'll probably learn this actually for EIGRP keychains, right? But they never really show you this for OSPF, right? So what we're going to do here is if we look at our OSPF here, we're using authentication, and then we're tying this keychain here to it, right? So now, what does the keychain actually look like? So we go to our keychain. This is how you actually do the SHA algo in the keychain. All right, so this is specifically the keychain that we're using here, the keychain OSPF. So you do your key, obviously give it a value. This is key 1. You have the key string, and then you change the actual cryptographic algorithm, right? This is another option within there. Also, there's when you learn this in EIGRP, they give you an option to say, hey, you can send this key during a certain time or accept this key during a certain time. But we're strictly focused on the OSPF. So this is how you change the cryptographic algorithm to SHA, right? And this is how you do it for MD5. So now if we go show IP OSPF interface, do I have a detail? If we go here, you see that cryptographic authentication is enabled, and look what I'm sending, SHA 512 using that keychain. If we do the same thing on the regular way you normally learn how to do this, you will see it's using that key, and it's MD5 technically, but it's using that key value of key ID 1 compared to using the keychain of OSPF where I change the cryptographic algorithm. So now you've learned something else that they probably don't teach. I haven't seen this taught anywhere really. It was something that, I was toying around and was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that you can totally do this. And decided to create a video for you guys. So now you guys got another tool in your tool shed using a stronger crypto algorithm compared to MD5. I'm using SHA-512. So if you're doing authentication of your control plane packets, you may want to consider doing it the SHA-512 way versus MD5. But normally for your test, for your exam, they're going to tell you to do the not the OSPF, the MD5 way. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like more stuff like this, I do have 3 guides that are available to you guys that will help you, learn these topics and remember these topics really fast and actually help you retain the information. It's going to be a link in the description. So if you want to purchase those guides, go ahead. If not, perfectly fine too. Don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and have a nice day.